We're broadcasting.
Thank you. Good morning, students. Good morning, 8th graders. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. I wish I could see your faces. I miss all of you. Oh, wow, they were patiently waiting. We're at 60. Just keep going. It keeps going up. Good morning. Hi, Evangeline. Hi, Ezekiel. Good morning. We're just going to start in a couple of minutes. I'm giving students about 2 more minutes to come in and we'll get started. Hi, Joshua. Mr. J wants to make sure that you guys saw his email. So if you
No, that was a private message for one student. I don't know why it went to the panelists too, sorry.
It's only for one student. So we're gonna go ahead 1 more minute and get started. 1 more minute. Good morning, Arlenis. And good morning again to our FSC students. I know that you are all joined together in the classroom. Ms. Suksha, we can go ahead and get started.
Good morning, 8th graders, almost high school students. I'm really excited to have all of you here today. We are going to get a chance today to talk about what it's like to be a high school student and specifically what it's like to be a high school student at Inwood Academy. I'm really excited because on the call today, you have several high school faculty members. You're going to get to meet them and you're going to get to find out a lot about the program. So we're going to start out right away with a student competition. There, you'll find out about that in a minute. And then we're going to look at the high school overall. We're going to talk specifically about credits and what regents are, even in more context than what you know about algebra already. And then we're going to give you a chance to have your questions answered. So welcome. If you have questions that you want that come up as we're going along, you can chat, you can write them in the chat. But we're really excited to have you here today. And I'm very impressed that we already have 81 participants and actually more because the FSC is watching this together. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Martinez. And again, welcome.
Good morning again. I'm actually going to turn off the chat for a couple of seconds because the next slide is the competition. There's only one. It's one question. The first 3 students to answer this question in the chat correctly will receive today a $20 Amazon gift card from me. So just hope you're ready. The question is, so using the chat, you're going to answer this question. How many credits does a student need to graduate from IAL high school? And I'm turning on the chat now. Use your resources. I don't see any right answers yet, but keep them coming. I'm not going to say what it is until I see right answer. Ooh, I see 1 right answer. I need 2 more students. Ooh, I see 2. 1 more. 3. We have 3 winners. All right. So the correct answer for those of you who do not know is 44. You need 44 high school credits in order to graduate. For those of you who wrote 150, I commend you. I don't know what kind of course, high school courses you want to take, but the number is 44. Up next, you're going to get to meet some of our lovely high school leaders.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ms. Hackett, and I am the high school principal at Inwood Academy. It's nice to be with you in Zoom land this morning. And hi, guys.
Hey, I'm Kenneth Tejeda, or Mr. Tejeda, or Mr. Kenneth. I'm the Director of College and Career Readiness at the high school. I supervise all the counselors, and you will definitely be getting to know me and our counselors a lot.
Yes. We're really excited to be on the Zoom call with you guys to talk a little bit about just high school. What is high school like? What does our high school program look like? And hopefully answer some questions about Inwood Academy, as well as just give you some information about the high school experience. So high school, as you guys probably know, is a little bit different than middle school. And so we just want to talk kind of big picture about some of the big differences. In high school, you've got a lot of different class opportunities. So in middle school, you're used to going to classes with your cohort or your class, like 804 or 805. In high school, it's very different. You might have class with a group of friends, English first period, and then second period, you go see a whole new group of friends for earth science or living environment or whatever. And so your schedule is really based on what you need, as opposed to moving with a cohort of students all day. So that's a big change about high school. Additionally, there's more academic independence at high school. Really want you guys, I know your 8th grade teachers have spent so much time thinking about how to advocate for yourself, how to ask for extra help. When you transition to high school, that kind of academic independence and advocacy is so important because you're not moving as a group of students from class to class. You really are in charge of your own independent academic growth and development. Additionally, high school is a really great time to explore all different interests and think about what you want to do after you graduate. And so because of that, because of our goal to make sure that 100% of our students graduate with a plan for what they want to do after graduation, we want to offer a variety of extracurriculars as well as electives in our academic program. And we really encourage you to explore the whole city and the whole world, because high school is that opportunity for you to really think about what you want to do and what kind of future you want to build. And so that's sort of just in general, some of the big differences about high school. When it comes to our high school specifically, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about our course offering. We go to the next slide. Thanks. Awesome. So at our school, we follow New York State graduation guidelines. And so you'll see sort of a traditional path that you would see at other high schools, but we have the ability to offer some different electives that are unique to our academic program. Those different electives are courses like woodworking. We're really proud to have a functional wood shop where students can learn to build a bookshelf, but also learn to make guitars and spend a lot of time really working on handcrafts, which is really exciting. We also have classes like video journalism, drama, studio art, computer science. Those are some things that make our academic program really unique. So you'll have your standard classes like English and history, but additionally, you have a variety of electives that are offered, especially in your sophomore year and beyond.
So, as I mentioned before, my name is Mr. Kenneth or Mr. Tejeda, whatever your preference is, I don't mind. Within my department, we have a counselor for every grade. So when you come into 9th grade, you will have a counselor dedicated to you who's going to be with you all 4 years of being in high school. So this person is going to get to know you extremely well and help guide you through high school and then to help plan for what comes after high school. So you're not going to be alone in this journey. You're going to have someone with you, guiding you along. And hopefully we come to an agreement on the things that you want and we find the right places for you. We'll provide all the resources and hold your hand through some of those things. As for example, for senior year, it might get really stressful applying to colleges or applying to military, whatever your preference is. You won't be doing any of that alone. And it'll start from 9th grade as soon as you get into our building.
Something that we really value and that's really important to us is that not only are you taking classes within the school day, we want to make sure that we're offering extracurricular activities after school ends that are based on your interests. So we have 2 different sort of clubs at the high school. One is school-led clubs that are generally partnered with the teacher. So this is a picture of several of our students who are in a band. But we've got some school-led clubs like student council. We have a drama club. We have a student-led choir that are partnered with an academic advisor at the high school to like sort of support that extracurricular activity. But additionally, something else that really matters to us is student leadership. And so if there's something that you're interested in that you'd really love to have a club and have a group of people get excited about, we also have space for you to do that. So some of the student-led clubs we've had gaming club, we've had comic book club. We've had student-led choirs before. And so if there is something that you're really interested in that you'd like to see, we want to support that club itself. And so extracurricular activities are a great way to get involved and be excited about your day-to-day at school, as well as really use your leadership skills to get groups of students excited about what you're excited about.
To add on to the extracurriculars before I cover a little bit about sports, our clubs and even sports, it's not just to keep you busy and for you to be having fun. Those are great things, but these are things that are gonna go on your resumes, things that are gonna go on your college applications. These things are what gonna make you stand out in a world where everybody else is trying to get the very thing that you want also. So we wanna make sure that we're offering you plenty of things where you can stand out and you're able to get scholarships for sports, that you're able to get into the colleges that you really want to go to, that you can get the job that you really want because you have so much experience in leading things and exposure to computers and technology if you're applying for a computer job. So that's why clubs are so important, and sports as well. So here you see the list of sports, similar to the sports that you have now in the middle school, but now it's on a higher level, right? We're part of PSAL and other leagues, where coaches from around the country can come and see your games, right? And you get recruited to play in college and get college scholarships to play these sports, okay? So while the middle school is fun, it becomes a little bit more competitive at the high school level, and you do get to learn a lot more about what it's like to play in college, and we do try our best to expose you to those opportunities in college.
Mr. Tejeda, you can go ahead and start talking about credits. I will pull up the slide shortly.
Sounds good. So before you see the actual list of how credits and regions are broken down, you guys answered the question of how many credits you need to graduate from our high school, right? And that number was 44 credits. For most high schools in the city of New York, it's the same number. If you go somewhere else in the state, it might look a little different, but it still adds up to the 44 credits. So it's broken down by subject. So you'll see in a little bit, it's your core subjects: English, math, science, and history. And then it gets broken down into the other electives like physical education, health, language, and any other electives that you may want. So specifically for English, you would need 8 credits, right? So when you hear 8 credits, it's not, oh my gosh, I need to get 8 credits within 1 year. You accumulate credits by passing a school year, okay? So our school year is split up into 2 semesters. So first semester is in the fall, second semester is in the spring. You pass all your classes in the fall, you accumulate 1 credit. You pass the second semester, that's 2 credits. So in 1 year, you will accumulate 2 credits. You're supposed to be in high school 4 years, right? So those 2 credits that you accumulated in 1 year, times that by 4, you're in algebra, times that by 4, that's 8 total credits, okay? So for English, that means you would be taking English for 4 years so that you can accumulate those 8 credits. Now, similarly, with history, you would need another 8 credits. Okay, as you can see it here in the PowerPoint, I covered English 8 credits, history is 8 credits. So again, because it's 8 credits, you know that you're gonna be doing this for 4 years. You're gonna need 4 years of history credits. Your first 2 years are all global history. So you'll be taking global for 2 years, your freshman and sophomore year. Then US history, your junior year, and government economics, your senior year. After that, you got science and math. As you can see, those are 6 credits each, not 8, okay? So that means technically, you only need to do science and math for 3 years. But like I mentioned before, you gotta be competitive. Your resumes, your college applications have to look good. So we do make you take 4 years of science and math, but that senior year, you get to pick your elective. It can be computer science. It can be financial literacy for math. We offer different levels of math and sciences that we know you guys would be interested in, so that you can still take a math and science your senior year. Then quickly on the right, you'll see physical education. You gotta take that every year. You gotta take art at least 1 year. If you're someone that's really into art, we have multiple art classes that you can take that ultimately leads up to studio art, where you create a portfolio and you submit that to colleges to be able to go to an art school after you graduate from high school. There's also language, 2 years of that. 1 year of that, 2 credits. Health, you take that for 1 year. And then you see electives, 7 credits. So when you accumulate all the credits I've mentioned, you're still short 7 credits. So those 7 credits can be any courses you want. So this would be when you specialize in what you want. So if you're an art student, those 7 credits would come from art, okay? Or if you're really into math, it would come from math. If you're really into computer science or woodworking, we have additional courses to cover those electives. Now, in addition to credits, you do need regents. There's 5 regents that you need to pass in order to graduate, okay? You're taking one this year, which is algebra, that counts as 1, okay? And then you have to pass English. You have to pass a history, that can be either global or US. And then you also have to pass a science, that's either gonna be living environment or earth science. So that totals up to 4 regents. Then you have an additional regent, okay? Normally our high school students, because most of you do speak Spanish, 90% of you, we offer the Spanish regent, okay? It's a pretty easy test for you guys to pass, and that's your 5th regent. For those of you that don't speak Spanish, that might struggle with the language, if you're strong in a history course, you can take that instead. If you're strong in science, you can take that as your additional +1. So everyone needs to take an additional exam in any other subject, but most of our students do take Spanish because that's an easier exam for them to take. And I believe that there might be some 8th graders now that might be taking that exam for this year. We normally do that, but that might not be happening because of the pandemic this year. I know there's a lot. This is something that we will cover again once you're here in person as a 9th grader. Our counselors will walk you through that again. But this is just a quick overview of what you're gonna get yourself into. One recommendation is as soon as you come into 9th grade, try your best to work hard, because we do get 9th graders every year that just don't understand credits, and they think that they'll be able to make up their credits whenever, but that means it delays your graduation, or it makes it tougher for you to graduate on time. So I do highly recommend as soon as you get here, work hard so that you're not behind with your graduation.
Yeah, I would also add that it's a lot to take in. Our job as a school and with our college counseling team is to make sure that you have tools to understand all of this information. So just to kind of reiterate, that's why you have a grade level counselor who's going to spend time with you really talking through exactly what this means. High school is a little bit different than middle school in that way, in that you have to pass classes in order to gain credit to graduate. But we are here to help make sense of that. But I think really thinking about high school and walking in, having a fresh start, it's really important to be excited about that experience and not necessarily feel stressed out. Your advisors are here to help you. Your grade level counselors are here to help you. And we want to make sure that we're upfront with what the expectations are and how you graduate on time, and that we support you every step of the way. And so it's a lot of math that we'll continue to talk about every day until graduation. So we're really excited to be able to talk to you about it today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day. So you're not alone.
Thank you. Now for this section, I am going to be asking some of the questions that you had about our high school directly to our high school leadership. Some of the questions were already answered. We're not going to get through all of them because this does end at 10:30. So I'm going to go with the one that I think you think is most important. Do you have dress down?
That is the most important question. It is an important question. We do have dress down days, similar to the middle school. We also have days that we wear our uniform to school. So most days you're gonna wear your school uniform, but we will have dress down days. You'll hear about them, very exciting. Sometimes it's dress down for different spirit events or a dollar dress down day, it really depends. So we do have dress down, but we also have a school uniform.
Okay, that answers the second part of the question is what is the school uniform? Well, actually, what is the school uniform?
So our school uniform is khaki or navy blue pants and any Inwood Academy shirt.
Can they wear hoodies?
They can wear an Inwood Academy hoodie.
Yes. Okay. So a more serious question. This one is for Mrs. Tejeda. What are the AP and college level courses that are offered?
So for this year, we currently offer AP, 2 levels of AP English, junior year and senior year. For next year, our hope is to add a few more: Spanish, computer science, psychology, and I believe a science, I don't remember right now, but we will be adding more. And then we also offer college level courses at colleges. So we do have a partnership with City College. So students beginning their junior year can take courses at City College, and they count for college credits. So when you graduate from here, you will have college credits already and are able to graduate from college early. And it's completely free, no cost to you. We also partner with Monroe College in the Bronx. Some of you might be familiar with it. It's called Jumpstart, and we also have college courses there. They offer a lot of criminal justice courses, so anyone that might be interested in being a police officer, a lawyer, things like that, they offer some great courses, again, free to you, and they live on your transcript, so when you go to college or you apply to a job, they count as college courses for you, completely free. But again, to qualify for those, you got to be passing your classes and have good GPAs and good grades to be able to be eligible to take those courses, including the AP courses.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tejeda. Another very important question. Does everyone have a locker?
Yes, everyone has a locker.
Are there mirrors in the bathroom?
Yes, there are mirrors in the bathroom.
Do you do trips to visit different colleges?
Yes, we do. So beginning your sophomore year, we like to offer local schools, your CUNY, so City College, for example, Brooklyn College, Queens College, very local schools, Hunter, Baruch. I'm sure a lot of your teachers have attended these schools, which are phenomenal schools. And then your junior years, when we really ramp it up in the spring, we go away 3-4 hours away, even 5 hours away to multiple colleges. It's a whole day trip, no cost to you. You bring your money for lunch and we take you to these schools. Normally you'll visit 2 to 3 colleges, depending the area. We normally stay within the tri-state area, so Connecticut, New York, New Jersey. We have gone to Pennsylvania as well. But if you have a preference, there's a specific school you would want to visit when your time comes, we'd definitely be open to visiting. And then your senior year, again, in the fall when you're applying, if you're still not sure, we do open up some college trips for you then as well. And again, no cost. We cover everything. You just got to jump on the bus.
Thank you. How many students actually go to college after graduating IAL?
So our percentage is anywhere from 80 to 85% every year. The remaining amount, that 20 to 15%, either do military or just go straight into working. Okay. Our focus is we want you to be successful after college. After high school. So whatever that means to you, we're going to help you get there. All right. We're not going to push college on you if that's not something that you want. But a high percentage of our students do believe in college is the way for them to be successful. And then there's other pathways, and we fully support that. You will end up meeting our transition counselor, Nicole Pellegrino, who helps you find those other alternatives. If it is military, if it's a technology program, whatever it is, we have someone dedicated just to that to help you find that.
Do students get homework?
Yes, they do. So students, you'll get homework for all of your different classes. Our teachers are in communication about different big assignments that are coming up. And so you might be asked to read a chapter of a text at home or work on a paper or edit something. But yes, you do get homework in high school.
What is the phone policy?
We are a cell phone free campus. And so what that means is that when you walk, similar to the middle school, but a little bit different in that you don't give your cell phone to a teacher. What you do is you'll have a pocket, it's a little, I call it a hot pocket, that your cell phone goes into and locks for the day. And so you're able to carry your cell phone around with you all day. It's on you, but you're not using it to text or catch up with friends. At the end of the day, you yonder out. So it's called a yonder pocket, similar to what, if you've ever gone to a concert or a show, you have to lock your phone up. And so rather than, I know at the middle school, when you guys were in person, you gave your homeroom teacher your cell phone and they held onto it for the day. Rather than doing that, we let you keep your cell phone, but you're not using it during the school day. And so in classrooms, we have Chromebook carts. So every student will be able to use Chromebooks and use technology in class, but we do not have cell phones for texting and chatting with people.
Thank you. What do you do for gym class since there is no gym in the building?
So we have PE class in the cafeteria, as well as a classroom across from the cafeteria, depending on which PE and health class it is. And so we do sports within the cafeteria, but we also utilize our local parks to go outside and do PE.
How does lunch work, and can we go outside?
Yes. So the way lunch works, and the way lunch usually works is that lunch is a time that our whole school kind of stops and has lunch together. So we have what we call open lunch, which means that from, let's say, 12:15 to 12:45, no teachers, no administrators, no one is doing anything. We are all just in community having lunch together. And you can eat lunch anywhere in the school building. So you can eat lunch in a classroom, in the hallway, in the cafeteria, wherever you and your friends want to eat and hang out. It's also an opportunity for clubs to meet. So our student council meets during lunch. If you have work to catch up on, you could, work quietly in a classroom. So it's really just a pause during the school day. Seniors are allowed to leave campus for lunch. So they're allowed to yonder out, go off-site, go get food and come back. Additionally, with academic awards per marking period and per semester, if you're on 3.0 club or 4.0 club, you'll also be permitted to leave on Fridays for lunch with parent consent. So ninth graders are expected to be at school for lunch most days, but if you get on 3.0 club or 4.0 club, you'll be able to leave for lunch on Fridays.
Do students get a free period?
So at this point in time, no, we don't have a free period in our schedule. The way it works is that you have about 7 to 8 classes per day. Lunch would be your free period, I suppose.
Well, I think this question was covered, but it's around the schedule and what the schedule is like. And there's also a question about start and end time.
So the schedule really depends on what classes you're enrolled in. The majority of our classes, your first period could start at 7:45 or it could start at 8:35 depending. And then you could dismiss at 2:30 or 3:30 depending on what time your schedule ends for the day and what electives you might want to be enrolled in. Come senior year, some of our students are done with their schedules and credits and maybe have internships out in the city. And so they might be done at noon and then they are able to go work at a job or go to an internship. But for ninth graders, the majority of ninth graders classes will start at either 7:35 or 8:35 and their days would end at 2:30 or 3:30.
Thank you. We actually have time for one more question. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the Q&As. There was a question about whether or not you can get more than 44 credits. Yes.
Absolutely.
Where can you get uniforms?
So you can get uniforms through Land's End. You can wear any khaki or navy blue pants. You don't have to buy Land's End pants. But the Land's End, like the polo shirts for high school are available on the Land's End website, which is on our school's website. Additionally, we're giving all ninth grade students like class t-shirts next year too. So you'll be able to wear that to school, but it's a different uniform than middle school. So you won't be wearing your middle school uniform to high school. It's a different uniform.
If it has the IAL logo on it, Joshua, then yes. If it does not, then no. Yes. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Ms. Hackett. Thank you, Ms. Tejeda. Mr. Tejeda, oh wow. I hope you are all doing well. We will obviously continue answering high school questions. I will share the PowerPoint with your advisors so that they can add it to your Google Classroom for advisory. For those of you who have class, there is still class today for electives, and some of you also have makeup exam. You should have received an email if you need to go make up an exam. Have a good rest of the day.
Yeah. And I know that there are lots of questions. We'll continue to check in with you throughout the year. So this is not the only time you'll talk to the two of us. We're here to help. So we'll talk soon and answer some more of those questions. Bye, everybody. Have a great Wednesday.